What's going on YouTube? It's Private KJ Shot Callers Podcast back here with another NBA video. Today we're going to be discussing Aaron Gordon trade rumors and 4 teams that I believe that could potentially trade for him. 2 of them which I think are very realistic and might happen. Okay, Aaron Gordon has been rumored to be in a lot of trades so far, and the trade deadline I believe is Thursday, and so we might be able to see some sort of change of scenery from Aaron Gordon. The Magic are looking to move in a different direction, moving close to for the future. They do want to keep Vucevic though, but Evan Fournier and Aaron Gordon have been rumored to be on the trade block. It also was rumored that Aaron Gordon requested a trade, and like I said, I'm going to list 4 teams, 2 of them which I do think are realistic and actually might happen by Thursday night. That Aaron Gordon might be traded to. So if you enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a beat. If it's your first time being on this channel, hi, my name's Kyler, Private KJ. We basically upload twice a day, daily NBA videos, one video being NBA recaps during the night, and as of right now, one video during the day just talking about daily trade rumors, daily NBA players / teams, anything of that scenario. So let's kick right into the video. I did do this video a couple weeks ago, or not a couple weeks ago, about a week ago with Lonzo Ball, and I'll be doing the same thing here. So team number 1. The Boston Celtics. So this has been the most rumored because Danny Ainge, every single offseason, there's a rumor that Danny Ainge is looking to acquire someone, and it never happens. This might be the offseason, or not the offseason, this might be the season that he finally pulls off a trade. Now, the trade that I've been hearing the most is this trade specifically, Aaron Gordon and Evan Fournier for Marcus Smart and 2 first-round picks. Now, if you ask me what my opinion is on that trade, I believe that I think the Magic walk away with that best case scenario just because they are looking to build towards the future, and Marcus Smart is still a solid player. For the Boston Celtics side, so I know the Celtics actually don't want to hear this, and at first when I heard that, I was thinking, why would you want to trade Marcus Smart? He's the only consistent guy, the glue guy, the vocal leader, something that they desperately need more of out of their leaders, in my opinion, like Jason Tatum. Why would you get rid of that guy? Well, I was really looking into it, and I think the shooting ability, the shooting ability of Evan Fournier mixing with Aaron Gordon's defensive capabilities at his peak, his slashing ability could be very beneficial for this team. I do think they get an extra player too, which is very crucial because their depth unit is really atrocious. And I was just thinking, I do understand that Boston and diehard Celtics fan love Marcus Smart, but if we're really looking into it, I don't see that as a bad trade, and I do think the Celtics walk away with that trade as a better team overall. Now, like I said, I don't believe that Celtics fans want to hear that, and it is hard to understand that your glue guy. That's basically like the Warriors trading Draymond Green in a sense. I know they don't want to see that or hear that, but the reality is that trading for Aaron Gordon and Evan Fournier for just Marcus Smart, honestly, realistically, that probably makes your team a little bit better. Now, like I said, Marcus Smart brings things, and his impact on the game is all-star level plus, and I do understand that Fournier does not offer that same level of defensive capability that he does, but I do think in the Eastern Conference, being able to at least defend Giannis, having an extra body to throw at Embiid is very critical, and I do think Aaron Gordon would help in that department. So, like I said, it is unfortunate, but that is the main trade scenario that I've seen, and I do think that is the most likely outcome, a Marcus Smart trade involving Aaron Gordon. The second team, though, that we have is the Denver Nuggets. This is the second team that I think is another realistic. This one has not been rumored too much, but I do think it is a realistic scenario. The trade I actually just saw online, if I'm mistaken, was Will Barton, Bobo, and a first round pick, I believe, for Aaron Gordon. And it was Aaron Gordon, something else, maybe like a second round pick, some sort of thing like that. For Denver's side, so I'm not sure now that Michael Porter Jr. has really come onto the scene these past couple weeks, like truly has been able to show that he is capable easily of being the third scoring option. And I think he has potential to be even the second option before Jamal Murray, to be completely honest. But that's potential. This is me talking potential. I'm not sure if Denver really should do that. And I do understand that they are in win now mode and all this stuff. But the thing that I want to emphasize for Denver is that patience is key, okay? Your entire kind of star level players are under the age of 25. Do not rush this. Jokic isn't going anywhere. Jamal Murray isn't going anywhere. Michael Porter Jr. Should not be going anywhere. Don't rush the process, okay? I understand that it's tough to see you guys continuously improve and get better as a unit and then kind of have the inevitable, which is lose to in the championship or conference finals to star level players that have already been proven. I understand that. But assuming Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. stay healthy for the entire career, and I understand MPJ has had injury concerns, but don't rush it. That's just my point of emphasis. Now, what I mean by that is I understand that Aaron Gordon, although is somewhat young and fits the timeline of them, I'm not sure that in a couple years, that Bol Bol won't be better than Aaron Gordon. Now, I might be overhyping Bol Bol. I might be gassing Bol Bol. And I'm not a diehard Bol Bol fan. I understand he has his flaws, but potential-wise, okay, if you have Bol Bol, it seems like that's what the main focus is of what Orlando wants. I'm just trying to find a scenario when Paul Millsap is ready to retire or move on, which will probably be in a couple years. I strongly believe that Bol Bol or even PJ Dozier, for that matter, will be prepared to take in the starting power forward position, especially PJ Dozier. And Bol Bol by then will at least be a guy that you can throw onto the floor on the backup bench and give you consistent 15 to 20 minutes. I strongly believe that. Give him a couple years. And like I said, I do understand at the end of the day that the Nuggets want to take the next step into becoming a true championship contender, because right now I have them as a tier under within the the bubble of the Jazz, the Suns. Actually, honestly, as of now, I put the Suns with the Lakers, healthy Lakers and Clippers. With the Jazz, I'll say the Jazz. I'm not sure though that Aaron Gordon moves that needle to become a championship contender, because if you really look at it, based off everything that's going on in the West, how much better are you getting losing Will Barton right now? Because if your goal is to win now, I'm not sure Denver's walking out of that trade with a win, because you're getting rid of Bol Bol, who can be salvaged for the future. If your goal is to win now, why would you trade Will Barton, who has been on fire recently, might I add? And if it wasn't for injuries, I strongly believe that he would at least have some sort of impact last year. I'm not saying it would have changed the series against the Lakers or anything, but he would have still had an impact. So I wouldn't just trade away Will Barton like that. I do think he's valuable, and you just got to let him get healthy with that sort of sense. Now, the trade for the Orlando side, there would be walking away with another score, which they desperately need. And I understand that if they're trying Gordon, okay, but they desperately need another offensive punch because their offense is putrid, and they're getting that young player that they're looking for in order to build for the future. Like I said, they do want to hold on to Vucevic, so I'm not sure how much farther they want to build for the future, but Bol Bol gets them started in that direction, considering that they still have not liked what they've seen from Mo Bamba. Third team we have is the Houston Rockets. This just basically comes in the cups of Victor Oladipo doesn't want to stay there. They want to trade Oladipo, and I certainly see a scenario where they trade Oladipo, maybe a pick, to acquire Aaron Gordon. That's just kind of what I think. I don't really see this happening whatsoever, just because the only scenario I see is that if the Rockets are desperate enough to get rid of Oladipo, in my opinion. And I understand that they want to trade Oladipo, but there's a difference between being desperate and wanting to trade. And I don't see the Rockets as desperate enough to trade Oladipo like that. I do think, though, that would be fine for the Magic standpoint. They're getting rid of Aaron Gordon in the contract. And they are fully aware that they probably won't be able to sign Oladipo, so if they can get some draft compensation, that at the end of the day, it wouldn't make sense. But like I said, this is not a realistic scenario that I kind of see happening for both parties, as a matter of fact. I just don't see that scenario happening. For the Rockets, though, if they were to acquire Aaron Gordon, I do see them keeping him long-term, just kind of have on the team. I don't really know how much better they're getting, considering they're in tank mode. But for building for the future, he'd be a nice little core piece to have. And I'm sure once the end of his contract comes up, he'd be a very good expiring contract that they could definitely trade away, considering that they're not winning championships anytime soon. Lastly, We have the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think they were rumored a little bit. Not too much news came out, but not a lot of news comes up about the Timberwolves, anyways. This is also an unrealistic trade, in my opinion. But if the Timberwolves were to acquire Aaron Gordon, I think the fit would actually work, just because I'm not really liking their forwards all that much. I mean, Jared Vanderbilt is a solid forward. He's not bad, but what potential does he really have long term? I don't think he's really shown enough to prove that you are desperately need to keep him. This thing with Aaron Gordon, I don't even know how to describe it. I just see a scenario where it's just like, if the Timberwolves strongly believe, which I am not a part of this, by the way, if they strongly believe that the core of D'Angelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns, and Anthony Edwards can become a playoff contender, I can see them trading for Aaron Gordon to try and give them that better chance, and I just don't see that going well at all. But if they believe that, I could see a scenario where that happens. Now, for the Orlando Magic standpoint, now it would depend on what they would be receiving, because I'm sure there'd have to be some sort of contract matches. And I do not have NBA a trade machine loaded up on my computer right now with the Timberwolves, so I'm just gonna have to kind of toy with this in my head. I'm trying to think, because I certainly know that the Timberwolves don't want to trade Anthony Edwards. I think Jalen Noel has proven a lot and shown a lot, considering the fact that he's been super underrated as a scorer off the bench. And I actually like him as with a potential. I shouted out Jalen Noel like about a month or two ago, before he even got any sort of hype. To watch out for Noel. He's going to be a monster in the league for the near future. Jared Vanderbilt, I already kind of discussed about him. I'm not really sure how good he really is. And I'm not sure if Orlando really finds him an appealing piece or appealing main kind of piece in a trade. Josh Okogie, he's a 3-and-D player, but is that really what you want for Aaron Gordon? So the only kind of scenario that I see happening is they're going to want to trade Aaron Gordon and base it around picks. And I'm not sure, given the Timberwolves' current situation, that they're going to even want to trade their first-round picks, and that will be an issue. Now, I am missing a few more of their young players as well. But given the current situation of the Timberwolves and that kind of organization not known for being that good, I'm not sure if those players are really have that potential. But like I said, anything's possible. The NBA is weird. You never know. But the first two teams, like I mentioned earlier, the Nuggets and the Celtics are the two most realistic trade scenarios, and I do expect it to heat up towards the end of the night. With that said, though, that will conclude today's NBA Trade Machine Day on Aaron Gordon. Let's see what happens. Leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on notifications. And with that said, Private KJ out.